Welcome to our press conference on companion animal regulations. We know that you're concerned about this issue, and we brought our Chief Information Officer, Maggie Myers, here to speak to you today. Maggie.
Hello, thank you, Dr. Foster. Any questions?
What current regulations exist, Maggie?
Right now in Pennsylvania, the the laws regarding companion animals are only really specifically forbidding things like wolves, coyotes, bears, large cats, and other large animals along those lines. Otherwise, there's a legal process that you have to go through if you want to own an exotic animal, such as like a reptile, turtles, things like that. You have to fill out a permit and you have to provide documentation that you can successfully care for the animal, and there is a fee. The process goes on for 2 years. They have the animal, and if you fail to meet the regulations, they can charge you a larger fee and take the animal from you.
Maggie, do you believe that there should be separate types of regulations for exotic versus non-exotic animals, and why? Reinforce your belief on that.
I believe there should definitely be more strict regulations with exotic animals than with, you know, like a cat or a dog, but I believe like there should be more regulations also with just ownership of a dog or a cat. Mainly because of like a pit bull issue. You know, the dogs are kind of notorious for fighting, so I believe that it should, you know, you should be able to document that you can care for this dog and give it the love and attention that it needs to keep it from being violent before you're able to get it. Whereas with exotics, I think the regulations and the permits are pretty good. The main thing is just people buy these animals kind of on a whim because they think they're cool, and then they don't know that it needs a heat lamp. You know what I mean? They don't need what it, you know, they don't know what to feed it to keep it healthy, and it severely decreases the lifespan of the animal. Yes?
So who has the right to choose what animals we can keep? Should the individual or the government regulate that?
I think it should be more of how a humane society would handle an animal adoption. They evaluate your family based on like a professional standpoint. Maybe have a veterinarian, you know what I mean, tell you everything that you're going to need to care for the animal. That, you know, then once you show all your information to the vet, they can decide whether you're fit to care for the animal or not. So I guess the government would have to be slightly involved, you know, to set specific regulations that would then be carried out. But I do believe it is an individual choice and one that should not be taken lightly on which animal you're going to own and take care of.
But wouldn't the care of, say, exotic animals by individuals help prevent the extinction of a species?
Not necessarily. Actually, removing an exotic animal from its habitat is actually more likely to cause extinction because it's way more likely to die in your care than in the wild. So, you know, if you want to take an exotic animal home as a pet, you just have to make sure that you're able to care for it. And I mean, you can't get an endangered animal, so it's not really a huge issue as to adopting animals that may go extinct, but it is best to leave them in their wild habitat if you're not sure exactly how to care for them.
What about the creation of designer animals, species, specifically, say, different colored lizards?
Like hybrids? Hybrid animals?
Using genetically engineering or breeding to provide a certain level of animal for certain characteristic.
I don't support that. I just think you should leave it the way it is.